What is up, Black Hive? It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. We are looking at a fun one today. We got a hero WOD for the WOD. Really looking forward to this particular WOD. Before we get into that, we have a strength / skill. Today we have 1 hang power snatch and 2 overhead squats. So, hang power snatch, we're gonna get that deadlift, snatch grip deadlift from the ground to that hang position. We're gonna drop, load that posterior, keep that barbell above the knee, and then we're going to get that high pull, drop under the barbell, standing straight up 1 time. Once that barbell is overhead, we're gonna lock, reset our feet, make sure we're in that good overhead squat position with our heels, get 2 overhead squats. 5 sets building every 2 minutes on the minute, giving you a little bit of freedom in this particular strength. You might want to think about how you feel. Do I want to work on more form today, or do I feel like I'm pretty good with my hang snatch and my overhead squat? I've really been working with my sandbag. I've got that locked out position, so I want to go for some real strength, or do I want to work on that skill, just trying to make sure that I keep that form on par with what we've been working towards with keeping those hands tight together in those knurling rings. 5 sets building every 2 minutes on the minute. I would propose starting somewhere between 40 and 50% of my hang power snatch or my snatch, and then the 2 overhead squats, making sure we're getting full depth but not dropping it like it's hot in the bottom. You know, ass to grass is not necessarily the right thing here. We want to drop down, hip just below the knee, stopping, using our muscles to stop that squat, and then lifting ourselves back up, keeping our traps, our shoulders, our elbows locked out, and ultimately that weight right over our heels. Again, this is something where we want to think about the day, how we feel. Don't feel like this should be something we're trying to PR. Every day's not a win. Just finish on a win for that day. Don't finish on a fail. That last set of 5 should be pretty difficult for 1 hang power snatch, 2 overhead squats, but not a fail. Make sure you're videoing, looking at yourself, really keep an eye on that form on that video. It's really gonna show you that path of the barbell, as well as the path of the barbell when you're in that overhead squat. Once you're finished up with that, we're going right into the WOD. We've got a 20-minute AMRAP of jack. 20 minutes of 10 push press at 115, 75, 10 kettlebell swings, 55 and 35, 10 box jumps, 20 and 24. On these push press, kettlebell swings, and box jumps, we want to think in terms of unbroken for 20 minutes, and assuming that we are going unbroken with a weight that is going to be manageable for that 20-minute time length, which is extremely long for us in CrossFit, we want to make sure that, that we're doing these somewhere in about a 90-second window. 90 seconds would be a good time to hit those push press, which should take a whole lot of time. 10 kettlebell swings should take a lot of time. Those box jumps, we want to take our time, know that we're not going to miss that box. But again, I would say 15 seconds or so, 20 seconds or so. So we're only 45 seconds in to this workout, and then those box jumps, trying to re-mirror that each and every round. So somewhere between 12 and 15 rounds is what we want to shoot for in this particular workout. Again, what's going to be the debilitating factor is if we choose the right weight. If we are breaking this barbell or this kettlebell movement in half at any point, we are going too heavy. Break that down a little bit. Maybe for our men, 105, 95 might be a good weight. And again, 65, 70, 60, 55 pounds for our women, or whatever is going to get us unbroken for these particular movements. If you're doing this at home, we still want to do jack, 20-minute AMRAP, 10 push press. You can get a log. That might be a pain in the ass. Sandbag, a ruck, dumbbells, or kettlebells. We're going to use those dumbbells or kettlebells. Use something with the equivalency. But remember, that barbell is going to give us a way to balance our strength from arm to arm. Those dumbbells or kettlebells are going to be much, much harder. So using the equivalency in that weight is probably not a great idea. I'd propose somewhere in the 35 or 45 pound range dumbbells in each arm for our men, and somewhere between 25 and 35 for our women. Kettlebells, if you don't have that, again, a ruck, jug of water, find an odd object that will go between those legs, and we can get over the head to the overhead position with the swing with that odd object. same weight, depending on the size of that object. Make sure the equivalency is in weight and size distribution. That kettlebell is a whole lot easier to manage than, say, giant sandbag that we might be trying to swing or something like that. And then our jumps, just want to find something that's going to be tall enough, 20 to 24, tailgate of a truck, a chair, a bench, something, stack some weights up, whatever may work for you on that particular portion. If that's not enough for you, we got our built, which is pretty cool. We're getting into things that are a little bit more dynamic with you guys. So this is a death by. Typically, death by is every minute on the minute, perform one movement, and then the opposite minute, do another movement. Or even every third minute. So you're doing one movement, minute 1, 1 minute, minute 2, one movement, minute 3, and continuing that progression until you ultimately can't finish the rep scheme. In this particular workout, we've got 5 thrusters, 5 pull-ups, and 5 burpees. This is going to be tough. Our thruster weight is 75 for the men, 55 for the women. 5 pull-ups, 5 burpees every minute, so 60 seconds equals 15 reps. We want all 15 of those reps in that minute. If that's too much, the weight, bring that weight down a little bit. The pull-ups and the burpees are gonna be tough too, especially in that 60-second window, so we can also modify the rep scheme here. So we might wanna do 2 or 3 thrusters, 2 or 3 pull-ups, 2 or 3 burpees. We could even mix that up. We could do 5, 3, 2. We could do whatever works out there, whatever is your weakness, you could break down that particular weight or rep of that particular movement to fit into that minute. We like to see somewhere between 7 and 12 minutes on this particular type of workout because this is a lot of work to fit into a 60-second window. So think in terms of that. If your first minute, 15, you get done at 58 seconds, probably want to immediately have a plan for that. So maybe over here just write 4, 3, 2, whatever you think is a good rep scheme here, 3, 2, 1, something. Just give yourself another window and even a window after that if you want to keep that workout going for the entirety of that 12 minutes or so. If you don't have a barbell, again, sandbags, maybe 25 and 35 pound dumbbells for our thrusters, because again, that barbell weight distributions can be a whole lot easier to manage than dealing with individual pieces on each hand. For your pull-ups, dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, sandbag, bent over rows. This is a good modification whether you have a pull-up bar or not. If those pull-ups are a little bit much for you, go ahead and modify that workout to a bent over row or even a ring row, keeping that body planked out. We really want to build muscle here, not just try and get through it without good form. And then those 5 burpees, again, if those burpees are just taking you some time, break those down. It might be 5, 5, 3. Burpees are going to take probably the longest on most of this stuff if you're pretty good at the other 2 movements. But again, try and think in terms 7, 12 rounds of this. This should be a pretty fun one. I can't wait to get my score on the board. Can't wait to see you guys.